Hey guys, Chris Linton here from TribeFit, and today we've got a very, very special guest with us, Stefano. Stefano, how you doing, mate?
How are you doing, guys? Yeah, I'm good, Chris. Thanks.
Good to hear, buddy. And whereabouts in the world are you dialing in from, buddy?
I'm from London. Actually, originally from London, but I'm now in St Albans in Hertfordshire. So
Beautiful.
moved to have a better quality of life with a lovely wife and two kids, a bit more kid-friendly around here. So awesome.
Fantastic, mate. Well, I guess first and foremost, for those of the people listening who haven't or don't know a little bit about your background, your story, could you maybe give us a bit of an outline on how you got in the industry and why, and I guess your journey of becoming from going from face to face through to an online personal trainer, online coach?
Cool. So I started as a personal trainer in fitness first. I did my qualification with Premier and did the whole pay the rent and work one-to-one. And I was kind of messing around at the start. And one of the guys who owned the gym at the time, and the manager, he basically just mentored me and said, you've got a lot of potential. Come on, you can do better. Started working hard and making some good money. Just working very hard, worked on my, getting myself in good shape, and did pretty well until I kind of got mentored by Angie Dowds from The Biggest Loser. She brought me into kettlebells and basically started working for her, really impressed her. In fact, when I went to do my certification with her, she had high expectations and I was a bodybuilder up until then. So I only fitness. So when I started doing all this functional training, I was all big and muscly. I was dying. And she's like, "You're crap." She literally told me you're rubbish. So I went away, worked my butt off, came back and blew her away, and she offered me a job. So started working with her, and then I got into kettlebells, and basically I found out, that she was Great Britain's official personal trainer of the year previously, and I thought I can do that. So I basically worked really hard, got awarded as Great Britain's official personal trainer of the year in 2009. Had my own team on Sky, got sponsored by USN, became a brand ambassador, worked at a high level, worked in some top gyms like KX in South Ken with celebs and stuff, and had a really good career. And then basically switched over to doing boot camps, semi-private training, which was very good, very lucrative. Got myself up to about 15K a month. But then I just found that, I didn't want to continue doing that. I wanted to be an online coach. Some people would say I'm crazy giving that up. But it wasn't my dream, it wasn't my passion anymore. So we're talking about 16 years here, so it's quite a lot. And getting married, having a family, I just wanted to be home more around my family. So I wanted to be like an online coach, work from home, maybe move abroad. And here I am today. That essentially is my journey.
Fantastic, man. I know your vision, your goal is to get over to was it Spain, or what's the long-term vision?
Well, I had this vision on the wall of me working on a laptop with money kind of raining down on me. It's the way to stay kind of motivated. And we were supposed to move to Spain, but we're not sure what we're going to do now. We might just stay here and buy a house because obviously my credit rating and everything here, to get a mortgage. So we're not sure where we're going to move yet, but I've definitely achieved my goals in terms of becoming a full-time online coach now, which is amazing. I actually went full-time a couple of months ago, which is brilliant.
Fantastic, mate. And I guess I know we've been working together quite closely for some time now, and more recently, I guess your business has had. I know you mentioned, I think it was last month you did the biggest month you've ever done. Could you maybe take us through, I guess, a couple of things that you felt that had allowed you to kind of break through that to that next level and evolve and do, your largest month you've ever done?
So I came to Chris a while ago because I did his course. He's got a course. Is it a 12-week course, that course that I did?
Yeah, 90-day, 12-week course, yep.
I just kind of smashed through it, really quickly because I was just on it. And it was literally one of the most comprehensive courses that I've done in terms of being an online coach, because I found it was so useful, from content creation strategy to kind of finding inspiration and advertising, just a very complete course. And I just was so impressed with that. And I saw the opportunity to work with you on a one-to-one and get mentored. And after doing this business for a while, my business model was relying a lot on new sales. Therefore, you have to spend a lot on advertising constantly. So I wanted to start building up my recurring revenue. So we basically came up with this idea of having a new back-end business for my existing clients to finish the 12-week and go into something which was a recurring revenue. I've got a higher ticket one, and we created kind of like a lower ticket version. So we launched that. And in my first, 72 hours, I've now got a new business model, which is low maintenance with 25 new clients. That's given me an extra £1,100 a month now on autopilot on top of my inner circle program. That's about 5. And then I'm doing my 12-week transformation. So I did about almost 14K, which is really cool. When I came to you, I was kind of doing around 10, 11.
Beautiful, beautiful, mate. Well, congratulations. Mate, yeah, mate, and recurring's fantastic. Obviously, you're putting in the work and you deserve the results you're getting. I know also that we worked on some stuff in regards to your pricing and all of that as well, and you were able to increase your price, what you were charging for your program. So I guess just to take a step back on that, what would you say was the biggest breakthroughs for yourself to allow you to, I think you increased your price like 25% and converting the same?
That was amazing. Actually, I completely forgot about that actually, because so much has happened since then. Still just working on time. So I was basically offering a one-off payment. I was offering a monthly payment, and I was offering a weekly payment, all at the same rate, right? Just to make it accessible. So we just simply said, give them your best rate at your full upfront, give them a higher rate on your monthly, and give them the full rate on your weekly. So just that tweak there has boosted my income by about 25%, which is what's helped me generate more revenue. That was an amazing tweak. I did have a bit of an issue around doing it, even though when you told me I thought that's the right thing to do. Yeah. But I was scared. Because of course you have to value yourself, but when you're saying I'm going to charge them more, it's like, oh, I don't want to do that. But I literally just had to register for VAT because of the money I'm making. So I thought this is a good opportunity for me to help cover that. So I thought I'm just going to do it because being scared is not a reason not to do it. So I just did it, and no one complained. So it's good.
Beautiful, mate. Well, I guess if there's anyone listening to this and they've been, they've heard the prices they should be charging, but they're charging a lot less than that, and they're struggling, struggling being able to, or they feel that even though they're charging less, they're getting, resistance, and they feel like they can't go any further from that. What would you, from a words of wisdom perspective, what would you say kind of the breakthrough things they need to change to be able to really get to those levels that everyone else is kind of charging that are as good as them, or probably not even as good as them?
I think that, you got to start at a price that you're comfortable at, and just something that you can say where you have complete certainty. It's like, yeah, this is the price. So you don't even have an issue with it. So you know that it's not you causing the conflict in the sale, because if you don't really believe in what you're doing, people will pick up on that. So if you're doing that and you're selling consistently at that price with no objections, no one's complaining, then that just means that you can put your price up and just keep going up until people start just saying no and saying it's expensive, right? So for me, I charge double what I charged originally when I started this business. And people still say to me sometimes, "Oh, it's cheaper than I thought it would be." But then you've got other people that are going to say, "Oh, that's out of my budget. That's expensive." So the reality is, you've got to have the attitude that I value what I do, and it's not going to be for everyone. If you can't afford to invest in this program, you're not the right fit for this program. That's it. And my time is valuable. So why you sell yourself out at a lower rate? Give yourself room for those higher paying clients. If you're not getting them, then the question really is, how can I get in front of those people? How can I get myself in front of the right people? Do you see what I mean? That's the question you need to solve.
Yeah, you're spot on, mate. It's kind of like if you're selling Ferraris, you can't be trying to sell them to Toyota buyers. You've got to find the Ferrari buyers. You've got to be able to position the right way.
Never sell to broke people. That's one thing that I say to myself now. As much as I love what I do, if one of my clients ever come across this video in the future at some point, or anyone that's worked with me, I love what I do. I'm passionate about what I do. But at the same time, if someone's broke and they haven't got money and they've got a family, for example, then it's probably not the best time to hire a coach. And they just have to accept that, and I accept that, and that's fine. They can come back at a later point. But I know that some of my clients haven't been in my demographic in terms of who I target on Facebook, and they've found the money and they've paid for it because they value it. And I believe that some of your best clients will be people that don't necessarily have the most money, because if they're spending that money, it means something to them. Therefore, they're going to take much more action than someone who's really wealthy and can give you, 600, 1,000, 1,500 pounds and not even lose any sleep over it. They're not going to value it as much. So
I think that, you spot on, mate. It's so powerful what you're saying, and I cannot agree more than if you're selling your services for less than what you're worth, if people are saying, hey, I can't afford that, and then you're just going, oh, okay, well, what about this, what about this, and you're just working your way down, unfortunately, you're going to get the type of clients that you don't want anyway, and because not that they're bad people or whatever, it's just that if they don't really value your services, they're not going to value your information, they're not going to value your education, they're not going to action it, they're not going to get results. And we all want to work with people that are smashing it. We all want our results, our clients to get phenomenal results and succeed. And that's part of the process. If they can't see the value in what you're offering, then they're not going to succeed anyway. They're not going to be your ideal client, and they're not the type of, those less motivated people and not really the type of people we want to work with. So awesome point on that. One last question I've got for you, mate, before we do wrap up. So in terms of, yourself transitioning from face-to-face, moving online, now full-time online, what would you say to people who are, well, I know when we first spoke, you kind of had hit a level and breaking through that level was kind of the main reason why you're reaching out. So if there is anyone that is an online trainer, but they're still kind of 50-50 online and face-to-face because they are at a ceiling that they can't kind of break through, what would be your advice? Do you have any tips, whether it's, mental, whether it's support, who you're working with, advice or whatever? What would you say?
I've got quite some good advice on this. So I found that when I was doing my online coaching business and PTing at the same time, they got to a point where the in-person business was actually sabotaging my online business because there's only so many hours a day. And I did it in a smart way. I didn't just say, I'm giving up, I'm an online coach, I hope it works out. I ciphered off that business gradually as I built this business. And I found that whenever there was conflict and that was getting in the way, I dropped a couple of clients, until I'm now doing it full time. So the reality is, if you don't put yourself in a position where you have to succeed and be successful, you won't be. It's like you're not going to take action, and that's it. Whereas now that this is a full-time job, I can't afford to sit on my butt and let other people take over or not take action and not be successful. I've got a family to feed. This is who I am now. This is what I do. And I've got to do what I've got to do. I don't have a safety net. And some people might think that's scary, but that's how life works at the end of the day. You have to put yourself in a position where you have to be successful. Therefore, you would do the work and also give yourself time to do the work. So that's a really important thing for me, is that I had to go all in, and I just couldn't allow myself to do both and then be average at both things because I'm burnt out. So I let go of that. But also, systemizing your business is so important. So I found that I have a routine, like there's things I need to do to keep things going, where it's fulfillment of clients, marketing, sales, self-development. That's a big thing for me, because if I don't stay in a good headspace, I sabotage myself and I don't take action, I shrink. So I basically have things scheduled into my diary, like Monday, daily email, Tuesday, podcast, Wednesday, and every day's got an activity and a time slot. But I know if I just honor that schedule, my business will run smoothly. So I don't have to think about it. I just give myself a schedule to sit, like you would with a client. train on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, eat this at this time, this time. You need a plan. You need to systemize your business. And the last thing I want to add to this as well, again, your course, your 90-day program really helped me with that, because you know, I now have a content creation plan. I didn't even have that before. I now have a whiteboard with the amount of sales I need to make every week. I never had that before. Content marketing strategy, I never had that before. You don't even know what you're doing or where you're at if you don't have a plan. You know, if you see that you need to do 10 sales in 2 weeks and you've only done 3, how do you know whether or not to invest more energy in stuff if you're not on target? So you need to monitor stuff, you need to track stuff. But also, lastly, it's delegating out as much as you can. Whether it's going to be an automated system you can create within your business, like email follow-up with people, or using Hootsuite to systemize posts. For me, I built up a lot of assets, podcasts, blogs. I wrote so much content, put so much content, and now I just goes out on autopilot on recycling mode. So I'm putting myself out there daily without putting myself out there daily. Does that make sense? I have these assets that I've built. So systemize your business as much as you can. And lastly, I'm taking on a sales guy who's actually done the program, who's now an accountability coach, who knows it inside out. He's helping me now, so I'm not working from morning to night, so I can focus more on generating more calls and marketing, and then he can do the fulfillment of the sales calls, so I can have more energy to do that. So those are my tips.
Beautiful, mate. I love it. And I guess just to wrap up, so your business. So what does your business look like now? Like, how many clients do you get a month? The revenue figures, where it's sitting versus where your goal is in, say, the next 2 or 3 months.
I want to get up to 20K now. I was originally 15K, but I'm sort of around the 13, 14 now. So that's good. So that's what I want to hit. And again, I have ideas. I'm just looking at my board now. I've got things I want to do over the next few months. So I'm just going to read it to you. I had to create some new adverts for my business to keep things fresh. Tick. The next thing is I'm now creating a webinar for March for my business. Tick. Doing that now. Month after, I'm going to be using a different lead generation strategy, LinkedIn. That'll be done. A new front-end offer in May. I want to do a boot camp in June, and I want to do a retreat in July. So that's what I've planned out, and I'm obviously going to be hitting you up for lots of advice on all those things along the way.
Beautiful.
In fact, actually, hiring a mentor. So here's a quick story about why you should do that. So I had this idea. I've got this lead generation strategy, which I do, which takes a lot of grit and hustle. I wanted to create an automated version of that, a challenge, right? And this is something I've been thinking about for so long. I'm talking about almost a year, and it has to be right, and it has to be perfect, and all these stories. And then as soon as I hired you, I did it in about 2 days, because I thought, I've got to work with Chris. He's going to tell me what to do. I've got things to learn. I better get this out of the way. And that was the power of having a mentor. I actually just got more done, because when you invest money, then you have to get things done and not waste your time when you want to move forward. So that gave me that motivation to kind of push myself more as a person.
Beautiful.
Does that make sense?
Beautiful. Yeah, 100%. Just like you were saying before about your clients are going to be able to afford. Why? Because when they're paying the right prices, they will value your advice, they'll value information, they'll action it, and they'll get results. So it's the exact same thing. So I guess final one for yourself, Stefano, if there's anyone on the fence about, moving forward, they've heard about TribeFit, they're either fresh, they've got no online clients, or they've got a couple on clients and they're hitting a ceiling and can't break it, and they've got bigger visions. What would you say if they're sitting on the fence thinking about it?
I think at the end of the day, if you want to move forward in your business, then you've got to basically be congruent with what you preach. And if you're a coach or a trainer, then you're asking people to invest in you to help you show them the way to move forward. So if you're lacking clarity, if you're lacking strategies, if you're lacking knowledge, if you're lacking certainty, and you're lacking having that person by your side to tell you what to do and how you can do it, and once again, that reoccurring business, you just kind of told me a few things to do, and I just thought, okay, I'll just implement that. I just did it without thinking about it too much and look at the results. Boom. So, and that's growing as an asset. I think by the end of the year, that could probably be easily a 60K a year in reoccurring revenue on top of everything I do once I get 100 people into it. So, you know, it's already at 25 now. So it's grown since we spoke last. So yeah, be congruent with that. You know, at the end of the day, it's an investment in yourself. And, you know, I just can't value that enough, because I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't invest in myself as a person, because you know what you know. And it's so easy to just procrastinate and just kind of sit around and nothing really changes. But when you're investing that money and you've got that strategy, it's just going to move you forward in your business and in your life. That's it.
Beautiful, mate. I appreciate that. I appreciate the kind words. And one of my favorite sayings that just popped in my head based on what you're saying is that if nothing changes, nothing changes. So if you don't do something different, unfortunately, you're going to get the exact same results of what you've got in the last month, the last year, the last 5 years, the last 10 years. So you need to do something different to get different results.
And also, guys, to be honest as well, like this, the opportunities out there are disappearing at the end of the day. In fact, in my niche now, when I launched it in the UK, I think there was only one other person that was doing what I was doing. There's now like 6 or 7. And, you know, you need to kind of get in now while there's an opportunity to actually differentiate yourself and niche down and become a leader in your space. The longer you wait, more people are going to jump in, the more saturated it's going to get. And it's going to be the same as personal training in the online space, because everyone's going to be doing it and you're just going to become a commodity. Prices will go down, but people like myself will be on the next thing, whereas everyone else will be doing what I've been doing. People are copying my lead generation strategies. I've been running these for so long now. They're doing stuff that I've done a year ago. It's like the huge opportunity advert that was out. You know, when it first came out, I was like, "Wow,
yeah." When I see them these days, it makes me roll my eyes.
Yeah, it's just like, who still does that? You know, and I actually hired an advertising company recently who works with fitness people. Not recently, a while ago. I'm not going to say any names because I don't want to be unprofessional. And basically, I went in and I got my money back. I just freaked out. It was the worst month I ever had financially. And then I realized that I'd been seeing these huge opportunity ads on Facebook constantly. And when he showed me back into his account, I saw that he was the one doing it for these people. I thought, really? It's like, you're still using that? So, you know, it's important that you take action as well. If you invest in yourself and you do a course, you need to implement the content that's there now. Don't gather and buy loads of courses like I used to and sit on them and then look at it a year later when the time's right, because that strategy is already dead. You need to do what's working now and keep moving forward. And what I'll be doing next year is going to be different to what I'm doing now. Who knows? I might not even be in the online space anymore. I might just be doing in-person events. I don't know. Who knows how things will change, you know? So, yeah. Take action now. Don't go around.
Very valuable. It's exactly what's working now might not be working in 6 months' time. So, A, you need to take action. B, you need to keep plugged into the source, finger on the pulse, so you know what's working right then and there, and you're not implementing stuff or copying people and copying things, what people were doing a year ago or 6 months ago, because you'd be frustrated with the results because no doubt the market's moved on.
And you've got to be careful who you copy, because who seems to be very successful, you know, like might not be making any money. And when I launched this business, I had no likes, I had no testimonials, I had nothing. But I had a lot of, you know what helped me? It wasn't the sales funnels, it wasn't the email marketing, it wasn't the adverts and all that rubbish. It was literally that I knew my audience and I had a lot of certainty in myself. And when I was communicating with them, I had a lot of passion and certainty. But I think, yes, I have got a strong background and people did look me up, and I'm not just a nobody that's popped out of nowhere. I've been doing this for 16 years. So there's credibility there for myself. I still don't think that's the most important thing, because you can have all the qualifications in the world, and I've done this and I've done that. No one really cares, to be honest.
Yep.
I've got a better track record than most, but people don't care. They care about themselves, really. They care about how you can help them. So that's it. They've just got to believe in you.
Beautiful, mate. Well, I think I've probably drained everything I can and drain, or we've probably gone for hours, no doubt. But mate, there's so many gold, so many gold nuggets in there. This has been super powerful. It's been an awesome interview, Stefano. I appreciate your time, mate. I know you're a busy guy, and to give up your time, you know, you've got a growing business, an exciting business. You're helping people all around the world, impacting lives, and to put aside a little bit of time to do this interview to help others out who may not be, who, you know, have the visions but may not be in the situation where you are right now today. Mate, it is a very selfless thing to do, and I really do appreciate it. So, mate, I guess from there, we've probably gone through anything. Is there any one-liners just to round up, and one-liners of power, motivation, pure Stefano gold that you could drop on us to finish up, mate?
Yeah, manage your state, because, you know, when I'm in a good state of mind, anything's possible, and I can think big, and I can do anything, and I step up, and I become this guy that can just do anything and is really passionate and powerful. And when I'm in a bad state, I talk myself out of opportunities. I drag myself down. I see all the negatives. I don't take as much action. So I think the most powerful thing is, you know, is managing your state of mind, and, you know, having certainty in yourself, because at the end of the day, I speak to people all the time that have had long jobs in, you know, stable companies that get made redundant and they lose everything. So the only person you can really back in life is yourself, because I know whatever happens, I'll do whatever it takes to be successful and overcome that situation. And I even found myself in a position during this business where I had a really quiet month, and I had to really go for it to get things going again. I had a quiet December, and it was my own fault. And I just looked at it, I just thought, what do I need to do right now to get things back on track? And I just took those actions, and boom, I was just, you know, had the best January ever. So, you know, it all comes down to you at the end of the day. Nothing's going to work if you don't take action and really have certainty in yourself and really believe in yourself. And just remember, you know, why you're here and why is it important to you at the end of the day. Because I think the difference between people that are successful and people that aren't successful is these guys have a better reason to get out of bed in the morning than you, and they don't allow their excuses to be bigger than their dreams and their visions.
Beautiful, mate. State management. There's about 3 things in there that you said that I could probably go on for another half an hour about. Mate, we should have our own podcast or something. I think we could talk for hours about that. All of these sort of things. But mate, once again, I appreciate your time. I know you're a busy man. I will let you get to, I think it's night time now in the UK. Is that correct?
Yeah, 9:45 p.m. Been up
Beautiful.
Kicking past 7 a.m.
Beautiful, mate. Well, I'll let you get back to your family. I appreciate your time. And we'll no doubt be speaking soon, Stefano. And congratulations again, mate. And hats off on all the success you've had. That's it from us. Bye for now.